Hello everybody, the name is CrystalPlush and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the brand new 2020 Mulan. This Mulan movie was bad. Almost everybody and their moms already know that this movie was bad. So there's not a lot I can tell you the difference between all these other YouTubers. I mean, what I'm going to say is pretty much going to be similar to everybody else. The movie was bad. It wasn't a great idea. Disney did a big dum-dum. It's pretty much similar. You already probably heard of it. So why am I even talking about it? You're probably guessing. Well, I'm just going to talk about the original Mulan movie. The Mulan I grew up with, I never really watched Mulan as a kid. I mean, I only watched Tarzan, Hercules, Treasure Planet, movies like those. I don't really pay attention to these kind of specific movies. I mean, I didn't really like Cinderella and The Little Mermaid, like those kind of movies. I mean, I guess the only movie I saw back then was The Little Mermaid 2, and I guess that brought me into this whole kind of Mulan thing. When I first watched Mulan, it was actually a good movie. The animation was good, the singing was, almost everything was good. Like, it was really a good movie. We got Mushu, we got Eddie Murphy played Mushu, we got the cricket, we got the grandma, we got everybody. I really love the original. The original actually beats the newer movie, because the newer movie, as everybody already know, doesn't follow the original, doesn't even follow the fantasy story of the original Mulan story. It doesn't really add any purpose, and I'm getting sick and tired of Disney keep making these lifeless reaction remakes. They make these movies for no reason, and they're trying to aim for everybody. They're trying to appease everybody. It's basically the phrase, they can have their cake and eat it too. I don't know really what that phrase really means, but it's basically like that. It makes no sense. A Mulan movie could have been so much better. I mean, they don't even have to follow the animated version to be 100% honest with everybody. They kind of did. It's like the whole Sonic the Hedgehog of the movie situation. The way they created the movie is they didn't need to understand the games. They just need to understand who Sonic is, how they're gonna make the story work, how will Sonic be in the real life world. And the movie, they made it work. They don't have to copy the exact same ideas from the animated movie of Mulan. They can create their own story. The Chi thing can actually work out if they integrate it well, but they didn't. Of course, Disney was mostly focused on money and trying to aim it for the Chinese demographic, which is why this movie failed very hard. Since Disney was so greedy, they didn't really focus on how to correctly work with the writing. I mean, this movie could have worked extremely well. The Chi thing could work extremely well. Almost everything that the movie brought up, the witch thing, everything worked very well if they had a really good story. But they didn't, which is why the movie failed hard. The original movie, the animated version movie, works so well because basically bring up the fairy tale of Mulan. This 2020 version doesn't need to copy the fairy tale, it doesn't need to copy the animated version. It could be its own thing, but of course they try to make this a Star Wars Force Awakens kind of movie. We have Asian Elsa, which is a pretty stupid thing of why Disney even made this. I mean, come on, Disney. You guys could have done so much better with this movie. But of course, you guys got greedy. This movie failed hard. It was bad. It was dumb. But there are a lot of good things that came out of this movie. I'm a guy who falls in love with cheap animation movies and cheap martial arts movies. So the martial arts in this movie was based off of those old martial art movies that we see in the past. So it's not like it's outrageous or outlandish. It's something you would expect. It's 2020. I don't know why they brought that weird kind of special effects now. It really didn't make any sense why they used those kind of effects. I mean, back then we didn't have CGI, so they had to figure out how to make these martial art moves look pretty insane and pretty awesome. But now we have the technology, so we don't really need to copy the old techniques no more. So I don't know why they did that in the first place. They did correct a lot of things from the original movie. movie. Like the Hans, Mulan didn't really fought the Hans in the fairy tale, so they did fix that. I guess the best way you can describe this movie is if Disney toned it down a little bit, they could have created a really good movie, but they didn't. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video or not, because my name is CrystalPlush and I hope you hate it.